do you determine what you're measuring to show 2-generational impact?
Sure. So for us, we have empirical statistic data that says if a child experiences a homelessness episode, their ACEs scores increase, and if this happens multiple occasions, there is data out there that provides evidence that children that are displaced have higher levels of stress, higher levels of trauma, and a lowered success rate academically. Therefore, in order for us to help try to make sure that happens, we stabilize a family. A lot of our partners are actually in the school system, and they work at that level. So they're getting information from the schools about this family, about this child, about this student. And so they're working at that level to guarantee or to help make sure that we're stabilizing the family, that the child is getting attention. And if a family does have to move, then the service providers work with the family, they work with the school system, and they make sure that it is a planned move, which helps then it to be less disruptive and more a more smooth transition, if you will.
That's great. And then so that's how you're working with the families to transition based on at least the options that we know that families can track, or caseworkers, providers can track through Sure Impact. You're also, maybe you're not requiring them, but you're allowing providers to have metrics related to economic stability, and so work they're doing in the financial realm, as well as work that they're doing in meeting some financial goals, as well as I'm trying to think like education goals. So you've got all of the self-sufficiency matrix. Can you, and we've not really talked about this, so it's just interesting, but what I do like is that you've said, here are things that some of our providers would like to track, but not all of them. But we're going to make that available to you, and then we're just going to require a few metrics. Did you have any thought process to kind of that approach?
I do have a thought process to that approach, and I think the thought about that is that we do say that we are 2-generational, that we're working to get 2-generational outcomes. And the way that we do that is stabilizing a family, which increases the likelihood of children being successful. We have talked at great length about how do we really know that the child is doing better. This would require 10, 15-year, 20-year cycles of reporting, which that doesn't really seem feasible right now. And even when you're trying to track data about children, it's, so very protected, as it should be. Mm-hmm. And so, there are some partners that are actually doing follow-up with their families at 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, at these incremental levels. Robin and I are very interested in that data. We're very interested in seeing what that data says and how the family is doing after an extended period of time. How are the children in that family doing? However, we haven't required that because not everybody is there in tracking metrics here.
Yeah. But you have the infrastructure. You now have the technology infrastructure for that longitudinal tracking, if a provider has the ability to do so, which is really exciting, I think.
That's right. And we also, because we have that ability, we are also gaining some insights into, what happens after a family leaves. Mm-hmm. And so based on, a sample of total clients, mm-hmm. Robin and I can have better informed discussions about, programmatic results